Hello, everybody. This is Odd Job Entertainment bringing you another video today. And today I want to talk to you about the Halo Infinite multiplayer store. So, why are we looking at Modern Warfare right now? Well, because the two games have a lot in common as far as structure. Modern Warfare was released alongside Call of Duty Warzone, a free to play battle royale. Modern Warfare itself was a paid installment in the Call of Duty franchise, but many people potentially only played Warzone. Halo Infinite has a very similar tactic in the sense that the single player campaign is paid for, being that it's $60, but the multiplayer itself is free. So it is foreseeable that there are many players who will never play or pay for the campaign. That leaves the bulk of funding up to the multiplayer side of things. Or does it? You see, Halo has a very dedicated fan base, and this is the latest installment after more than 5 years of it from the last titular title, Halo 5. So to say that OG fans have been a little thirsty would be an understatement. And the data shows it. The Halo Infinite campaign has been at the top of Steam sales charts for most of the weekly charts since its release. The game has been very successful, in spite of all the things currently missing from it. But these sales figures drive a different point as well. 343 has structured the store on the premise that since the multiplayer is free, they need to recoup lost income. But I'm not convinced that is a fair argument. A lot of OG fans will have paid for the campaign sight unseen simply because it's the latest game, as that's what happens with any loyal fan base. And with those campaign sales being what they are, I really do feel that it is more fair to compare Halo Infinite to the paid games of Halo's past. And of course, with that said, the gold standard of Halo customization has to be none other than Halo Reach. When Reach was released, it featured a long-term military-style ranking system coupled with armor customization the likes of which had never been seen before. Even now, with the first Battle Pass being Reach-themed, there was more customization in Reach than is even possible with Halo Infinite. You could attach multiple parts to your helmet through the different combinations available to you. In Infinite, you have to pick between a Bluetooth headset thing, a camera, or the rebreather thing, and there's no way to have both. But let's talk about those armor coatings for a minute. Every Halo since 3 has had primary, secondary, and accent colors for customization. In Infinite, we have coatings, which are supposed to be a curated look, but most of the coatings actually just bring back small pieces of what we had before. And to be clear, I'm not mad at all that 343 monetizes skins, but the stuff we are getting compared to the bill of goods we were sold on doesn't seem to match up. Looking at Warzone for a bit, every gun at launch had 103 camos available to it, 10 for each major category, and 3 in the completionist category, with Obsidian being added later for the extra sweaty, like myself. Of course, Warzone also had innumerable versions of those same guns sold as microtransactions that gave them an extra special look. I think this is what most people had in mind when they originally heard the claims on how armor coatings were going to revolutionize customization. There were going to be tons of free ones to fit anyone's style, but if you want an extra special flair, you could buy it or in some cases earn it. And if you want to have carbon fiber style armor with gold accents, I think it's totally fine to get charged for it. But not for basic stuff like the default blue that we had in previous titles. But another important aspect that can't be overlooked for the free stuff from Warzone was the grind to earn it. Yeah, you had 104 camos per gun, but you had to work for them. This gave players, like myself, something to be working on all the time on top of the daily and weekly challenges. That is something that Halo players have been asking for. Remember the good old days grinding to get Vidmaster done? Where's the exclusive armors for completing Halo Infinite campaign on Lasso? Or Legendary within 3 hours? Yes, I know you can actually do it in 30 minutes, but you see my point. If I had to summarize Halo Infinite in a word, unfortunately, it'd be empty. Once you finish the battle pass, what do? There's no long-term progression, nothing else to unlock except low-effort trinkets from their weekly challenge. Give players things to work for and they will play until they get it. Fail to do that and you're going to see your player count keep dropping. Now, so far we've talked about why I don't think it's fair to talk about monetization as though this is a free to play title, and the absurd lack of content that we have right now, and the stripping down of features. But what does your money get you? Not a lot compared to other titles. I used to think Destiny 2 felt like it was price gouging, but now it looks downright generous with what you get for your dollar. And this brings me to my most unfortunate comparison for this video: Star Wars Battlefront 2. When this game launched, it was the subject of a high level of scrutiny because many titular characters were locked behind paywalls, like Darth Vader and Luke Skywalker. If you wanted to do well, you had to either play unholy numbers of matches for the grind, or shell out money for lottery-style loot boxes that would give you an instant boost. This game was so predatory, it became the subject of international debate on regulation of digital economies. All of that negative PR led to a very fast decline. The really sad part, though, it's a great game now. Or was, toward the end of its development cycle, when you could still get a match made. The developers really put in a lot of work to turn it around and make it into a great game. But the damage was already done, and most of the player base had left, never to be seen again. This is where I fear Infinite will end up if things don't change dramatically and soon. They've made promises during their holiday livestream that sound like it could be the answer to many of these fears. But how well will they deliver, and what more will they do? Because they haven't promised enough, not by a long shot yet. To finish things off, what do I think they need to do to turn things around? First, bring back primary, secondary, and accent colors. Let us customize the basics so that the armor coatings can be the high-tiered, curated looks they were meant to be and what we were sold on. Second, give players a long-term rank/progression system. Something like the military-style rankings from Halo Reach or even Halo 4 would be great. Third, give players a host of long-term challenge-based armor rewards. Fourth, widen the customization to be cross-core. There's actually quite a few ornaments that I would love to have, but I'm hesitant to buy them because I know that they'll be locked down to a single core. And what happens when another core comes out that I want to use? Fifth, start pumping out a lot more free armor to fill the lack of stuff that we started with. Sixth, dramatically rebalance the cost of items. At least make it competitive with other free-to-play titles that are out there. But seventh, stop pretending like this is really a free-to-play game, because it really isn't. Most of the OG fans have already paid for the campaign, and it feels like a kick in the pants to be getting so little in return. And finally, I just want to say that I really do want 343 to succeed. I want Halo Infinite to be the great game that we were promised. Because ultimately, I love Halo, and I want to keep playing it, and I can only do that if the player base is high enough to keep the game alive. If they can turn these things around and start delivering on the promises that we were made, I think Halo Infinite has a lot of potential. But if things don't change, I think we're going to be talking about Halo Infinite like in past tense a lot sooner than we thought we were going to be. If it's going to make the 10-year turnaround that they have set the goal for, they're really going to need to start doing things differently. But guys, you know how this goes. Like, share, comment, subscribe, do all the YouTube things. Let me know what you think. And until next time, this is Odd Job Entertainment, signing off. Also, this channel gets copied on Rumble, the YouTube alternative. If you'd like to support me there, I'd love to have you. I've got some very exciting projects in the pipeline that I know you won't want to miss. Get subscribed so you don't miss out.